Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Reporting live from the beating heart of Nutmeg Country.
Able, actuated, and opinionated.
This is Alt Life Now.
Alternative radio.
For alternative cyclists. I'm Ronnie Romance.
And I'm Artie Best. Thanks for joining us.
Spoiler alert, we're going to get into why you may or may not be fast.
Okay, that's right.
Here.
What is going on in this episode?
Yeah, in this episode,
We've got headlines and hot goss, racing news from around the world. We're going to do a top 10 hot or not.
That's going to be fun.
In the GC
we're
of the Tour de France right now.
Yeah.
Ronnie loved the Tourmalet stage, so he'll talk about that. Is Quinn Simmons alt?
Look up a photo of him.
Look up a
photo if you want to play along.
Yeah.
We've
American
got
Cowboy.
We've got some women's goss for the women's peloton, and then we've got a little bit on burnout and both the alt cycling and professional cycling. And we've got our real life report packs from the weekend, riding with friends out in Mystic, Connecticut, and also a country fixed ride.
For Ronnie. Mm-hmm. And then Ronnie's mad. He's gonna talk about bike lanes.
Yeah, it rhymes with a former real world reality star.
Real world.
And of course, finally, our contributors. Which we have several from this week.
We sure do.
Yeah. So we'll talk about how rich we've gotten this week. Yeah. So keep it locked. Yeah, keep your dials locked. Keep your dials locked to WKY Jelly.
Okay.
All right. Well, I hope everyone is having an incredible early summer thus far.
I am.
I know I am also.
It's going to be a hot week again.
Yeah, I am currently clinking around ice cubes in my coffee cup this morning. My coffee cup is still nice and small, 6 fluid ounces. You don't drink coffee out of anything larger than that, folks.
It looks like it's melted already.
Yeah, the ice is melting, so you're going to get
just like in the real world. Oh. Save that for Sean Duffy.
Yeah, there we go. So, folks, of course
Tour de France is happening right now.
It is peak Tour de France. We just finished up the first week. This is our alt take on professional cycling, okay? So we're just going to talk about really what interests us in the first week of the Tour de France. And I'm telling you right now, when you're watching Tour de France and you're looking at when these riders' headshots come up on the screen, they're often poorly lit and taken out of context of what the actual photo was. So you can have a good little chuckle at perhaps the rider's expense. It becomes part of the viewing experience for me. I know that. It's just fun. You could tell a lot about their personalities, or you make up their personality, because oftentimes these guys are robots, or they're portrayed as robots. So you kind of have to make up your own personality for them as you go, because their interviews after the stages are over, they're just like,
generic.
My team did well. My legs felt good. Bye.
So yeah.
Yeah.
There was someone who interviewed, and they said literally nothing. They were like, so yeah. It was just that over and over again. And I was like,
I get it. They've just buried themselves.
No, nothing.
Generally, they know they're.
This was before they went into the stage. So
I have a theory that in order to become true, like a competitive professional cyclist, that your brain almost, don't take this the wrong way if this is you're listening, but your brain has to be a little smoother. You know what I mean?
Well, no, this is science though. Is when you are expending physically, it takes your brain juice goes to your body, and you do have something called jock brain. That's a real thing. No, for real. I was feeling jock brain at some points in my life.
After your big 14-mile-an-hour average ride over the weekend. Spoiler
all
alerts.
right. Spoiler alert.
Oh, have you just looked up jock brain?
Yeah.
Read this off to us.
If you're asking about a British gap between physical, yeah.
Okay, you're not reading it.
It's a thing.
Okay.
It is a thing.
Jocko brain, some people call it.
No, that's not a thing. That's
okay. Well, you just read it.
It's not. I don't have the right thing up, Jonathan. I feel like we're off to a really good start here.
Well, anyway, they don't have much to say before or after stages. Some of the more, there's some people that have a better grip, I guess a better grip on the English language that they're being interviewed in. But, I think the physical appearance is basically what we have to go off of. So we're going to start this Headlines Hot Goss take with a roundup of the top 10, the current top 10 in the GC contention right now. We're going to go through them and we're going to tell... I mean, we're gonna say, are these guys hot or not? Yeah. Lowest common denominator here, folks.
Yeah. I mean, Facebook started as a hot or not for Harvard girls by that freaking creep.
I had like a hot or not. There was an actual hotornot.com, wasn't there?
I think so.
Because I had my face on that hotornot.com as late as like 2004.
Did people vote?
Yeah, I was hot. I was like a 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
I
was
would
like,
say you're a 10.
And I was like, why don't I have girlfriends then? Like, where are the girls? I'm a 9. Where are the girls? And it turns out
I know that, like, from being really pop culture gossipy about supermodels, they say girl supermodels are like, it's hard to get dates sometimes because people are intimidated by a 10.
Yeah, they were really intimidated.
So that's what it is. It is true. If you have a crush on someone and you're walking by, you're not going to be like friendly and smiley. You're going to be like, no, I don't see you. I don't see you. People are awkward. It's okay.
So I wonder if any of these top 10 GC contenders have experience.
First of all,
they all seem to. Yeah.
The top 10 is very young. It tends very young. So
on average,
tell me,
almost 3 years younger than the average top 10 in the year 2000. And there was only one person in the top 10 in 2000 that was under 25. And these guys are basically all under 25.
More than half of them are under 25. Yeah. Okay, let's get right into it. Top 10. Number 1, we have Tadej Pogačar. Rides for UAE.
Pretty funny looking guy. I would definitely not consider hot. But he makes up for it in other ways, I suppose. Okay, so
he's got a bit of a personality. Yeah, we're gonna go with hot, handsome, or cute because we're not gonna do hot or
bring up photos of these guys if you want to play along, folks.
Yeah.
So Tadej, hot, handsome, or cute? I would say
I'd say cute.
Yeah, he's barely cute.
I think
definitely not hot, definitely not handsome.
He got cute after his hair. He looks his blonde, really cute with his like
he dyed his hair blonde,
platinum to silver hair, short. I like that look.
In anticipation or not anticipation, he knew he was going to be wearing yellow quick, so he wanted to have his hair match.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. In this photo right here, he looks like Greg LeMond.
Yeah, he does.
Less puffy Greg LeMond. But,
what do you think? Hot, cute, handsome?
Oh, I mean, he's barely cute, but I'll give it to him.
Okay.
All right, Jonas Vingegaard.
Jonas Vingegaard.
Definitely cute.
Yeah.
Like,
he's cute.
He may be the cutest one.
I think he's very cute. To me, he looks like newborn child.
Baby Jonas, we refer to him as Baby Jonas.
He looks like he had just been delivered, especially when his hair is all wet and it like...
Yeah. Baby Jonas, maybe the cutest of them all. We call him Baby Jonas, even though at age 29, he is the oldest in this top 10 currently right now.
Oh, he ties with Egan, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so Isaac Del Toro.
Wait, so Jonas is 2 minutes 42 behind Todd.
We were going to get to that with the Tourmalet stage. We're going to tell you how that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's barely a race right now. It's
anyway,
a race for
number
second
3.
place.
Let's stay on track here, ADD kids.
Isaac Del Toro, the Mexican superstar. 22 years old.
Yep.
Currently 3rd in the GC. Tadej's probably the most competent teammate at this point. Mexican champion.
Yeah.
We love Del Toro.
I love Del Toro.
Del Toro, as far as GC guys go, he is my favorite.
Same.
He's just...
Style, grace.
Yeah.
I think he's very handsome. He's 22 years old, so I don't think he's hot, but...
Handsome?
He's very handsome.
Yeah,
he's a
handsome.
Sweet, handsome boy.
He's going to grow into a hot guy, I think.
You can say stuff like that, but for a 22-year-old, for me, I'm like, that's a little boy.
Okay.
That's a sweet, handsome mama's favorite boy. All right. In 4th place, we have Remco Evenepoel.
Yep.
Toward,
I mean, he's an Olympic champion, world champion, time trial world champion. You can go on and on and on.
soccer star.
Soccer star. This guy is, I think looks a lot more manly than most people in the peloton, would you say? In the top 10, he may be the most manly looking.
I don't know what the gauge is there, but
He's got a square jaw. He's got like a little cleft chin.
Oh, sure.
He's got like he's got a more like pugilist, like, he looks like a fist
I like
fighter
that
or
word,
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
He's
that. I could
scrappy.
see that.
He's a little bit, he's more like broadly built. So yeah, he just seems like more of like a stereotypical man.
Sure.
But as far as
What do you think?
the hot, no, I don't think he's hot.
No, I don't think he's hot
He's handsome,
either.
though. He's handsome.
But he's handsome too.
Yeah, he's handsome. 26 years old.
Yeah, and he's kind of a villain right now. So
He's a villain. He's a bit of
I like it.
Yeah, he's a
prima donna.
He's a prima donna
I like
for sure.
it.
Yeah.
I love an attitude. We're so thirsty for some personality up in here that we're like, just tell us why you're mad, Remco.
Okay, so again, folks, this is after stage 9, right? We just finished stage 9. Is that how far in we are already?
Isn't that crazy?
So we are. These are the current top 10
right now as we record. So in 5th place is Juan Ayuso.
Ooh, we like talking about Ayuso.
We do.
Now Ayuso, damn hot.
He's 23, but yeah, I would say hot because he has like that bad boy hot look. He was like chewing gum when they were doing the team presentations before the tour. He's just like, yeah, I'm not worried, no big deal. Yeah, funny joke.
We're talking like a pompadour. He's got some thick eyebrows. To me, he looks like Doyle from the Misfits.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And he's also a prima donna. Has like nothing to back it up with. Oh, he's 6 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall too.
That boy can back it up. He when he gets rabid, like
I don't know,
and wants to win. I've seen it.
He made a big deal last year, folks, about leaving UAE because Del Toro was emerging as like the bigger star than him, and he was supposed to be the chosen one to, follow Pogacar. And the Giro, he got completely dismantled by Del Toro. He got mad, switched teams to Lidl Trek. And Lidl Trek, for whatever reason, is just like, yeah, we need another 4th place GC contender. I'm like, this is our guy. So I don't know, he doesn't have much to back it up with.
Lidl doesn't have a GC person.
No, this is supposed to be it.
Yeah.
So 23 years old, he's a hottie.
We're gonna say hot.
He's hottie.
He's a bad boy.
He could be a bad boy.
And then there's Paul Sextus.
That's very sexist of you.
I say he's cute.
Paul Sextus, of course.
He's but a child.
Folks, this is our 19-year-old who's born in 2006.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I think it's for a 19-year-old, he's well along.
Cute.
He's got, he definitely has to shave, which we don't think Jonas is still not there.
No, Jonas does have to shave because when he didn't, everyone was like, "What's with your hairy legs, Jonas?" And he was like, "Oh, remember when he had a bad boy face?
He had a little facial hair during the Giro.
Yeah,
I thought
that's when he turned it up.
Yeah. So Paul Sextus. It's hard to tell what he's going to turn into.
He looks like a young Peter Sagan in this one photo.
Oh, really?
Thick brows, those pretty deep-set blue eyes.
No doubt.
Eyelashes.
Being age 19, we'll get into burnout later on in this episode. But at age 19, right now, like I don't know.
But he's French.
That face this may be the best he ever looks. Like by the end of his career, in 5 years probably.
Oh, no.
The way that these riders are going, he's gonna look like a used catcher's mitt.
Oh man, leathered.
So what are we saying? Cute?
I'm saying handsome. No, I'm saying cute. He's cute.
Future handsome, perhaps once he looks like a catcher's mitt, more like broken in.
Yeah, when he starts smoking those Marlboros.
When he starts zinning.
Next up, we have Florian Leibowitz in 7th place.
How old is Florian? He's pretty damn young. Oh, he's 25.
German. He's 25.
He's kind of the breakout star. He was the breakout star of Red Bull last year before Remco switched to Red Bull.
Yeah, that's right.
And so they're throwing big money as far as cycling goes at these people. And so Florian was on the podium. He was third place at last year's
Last
tour.
year, yeah.
Kind of a breakout performance
Exactly.
there. So he's definitely better than Remco at this Grand Tour stuff. So they are kind of still battling it out
Not currently.
on the road because they're on the same team to see who is actually going to lead the team. So that's some goss for future episodes. I'm sure it's going to be a developing story.
Yeah.
But Florian's got kind of like a nice boy look to me. Like he looks
he
just
looks
like
really
nice.
sweet. Yeah.
He looks like very considerate, sweet, studious.
Yep. Yep.
And for many people that may
Buys
be hot.
flowers
that may
for
be,
his
that
mother.
may be hot.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is all, we're just imagining this based on photos.
Yeah,
we know nothing about this 25-year-old. But I would say he's a sweet, cute boy.
I love that name, Florian, too.
I know.
That's
it's
just,
a good name.
Yeah.
Florian. Yeah.
So
Even though he's German,
what
so
are you
he's
saying?
Florian. I say he's cute.
Okay, so
He's a cute.
So we're like are we at the top 5 right?
He reads Mama's Boy, you know.
Where are we now?
Cute.
Oh,
Florian's in 7th place.
7th, okay.
So 8th is little Lenny Martinez.
Oh my goodness! Now, folks, please look up Lenny Martinez. Our introduction to Lenny Martinez was Phil Liggett referring to him as little Lenny Martinez.
Yeah. Because he is small. He's a great climber.
115 pounds. He weighs as much as you do.
I weigh 109.
Okay, sorry. He's beefier than you.
He is. Look at that beef. He also looks like a newborn. Yeah, maybe he's teething and eating.
Teething?
Yeah, he's teething.
He's a baby boy.
He's eating solid foods at this point. He's beyond just mother's milk.
I think in cases like Lenny Martinez comes from he was a nephew of a former cyclist, Miguel Mariano.
Okay.
And Yannick Martinez, respectively.
Is it Martinez or Martinez?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
He's French.
So Martinez.
And so
Martinet.
I have a theory that he's one of the, being raised in a professional cycling background. I don't think that he looks like he has to shave, but I don't think he fully went through puberty.
He definitely has to shave. Look at look at that 5 o'clock shadow forming on little baby Martinez.
I mean, he's a small guy, but he's pretty good
powerful.
looking.
And he looks great on the bike too.
He's pretty good looking. This is gonna come out of left field here, but I'm gonna say I'm proclaiming little Lenny Martinez. He's hot.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Ronnie.
All 115 pounds of him. That's a hot sack of skin.
Lenny Martinez is hot. I say he's handsome.
Okay.
He's a handsome boy.
All right.
Next up, we have Matias Galmosa.
So another legal track rider.
Yeah, he's in 9th place right now.
Oh my God, he is a bag of bones.
Yeah, great jawline. He's
Great
25.
jawline.
What do we think?
I mean, he's pretty gaunt. But he looks good in some photo. Look, he looks better with his kit on.
But
when you look at him without the kit on, he's not.
He's very gaunt.
Yeah. Not my favorite look. He looks skeletal not in a good way. Oh my God, not a good way. I don't know what I meant by that.
I guess skeletons themselves look good.
So he's Swiss. He's Swiss.
Wow.
Is he? No, that's Denmark. He's from Denmark. Is that right? Where is it? He's from Denmark.
Denmark.
And geez.
We're worried about you.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything mean about Skelmos though right now because
he's cute.
Yeah, I hope he gets
cute.
the help he needs.
Oh my God. I'm glad my favorite Valentin Peripontra is not in this top 10 because I look at him and I'm like,
okay, Bernal. I've had a thing for Bernal since his. First off, he was born in the 90s. Mm-hmm. One of the few in the top 10 that were born in the
1900s.
Egan Bernal,
29 years old.
He's a Colombian. He has. He's won.
He won, and then he got in that terrible accident.
That's right. He was the youngest winner since 1909.
Yeah.
And then he got into a terrible training accident where he like ran into the back of a bus and like
Yeah.
broke so many bones, like femur, like all. It was gnarly.
The bones you don't want to break
When
if
did
you're
that
a
happen?
cyclist.
2 years, and then 2 years later came back and then got set for his second Grand Tour win in 2021 at the Giro d'Italia.
Yeah.
So a pretty accomplished guy. Who knows how good he could have been? We'll never know because we're already nearing the end of his career.
I know, at 29.
But
he looks so young. I always think he's a
young.
lot younger than he is because, he just looks really young.
I bet you he was super exciting to watch if we had been tuning into professional cycling in his heyday.
Yeah.
That would have been a crushing to learn of his
love
crashing
to
into
see
the
him
back
ride.
of a bus because,
He looks so good on a bike pedaling.
But what are we saying? Hot, handsome, cute. Let's get down to brass tacks here.
I think he's very handsome.
Very handsome.
Incredibly handsome.
He's kind of his nose. It's hard to tell if it's like that because of repeated sunburns.
To me, he has the perfect nose. Like people want that nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put that. I'll jot that down for when I get my next round of work done. I want the perfect nose in your eyes, sweetie.
Oh, you do have the perfect nose too.
But I could change it.
You could be Egan Reynolds.
Yeah. If folks, if you donate enough to this show, I can get the nose of my dreams. And then we'll move on to
It's
calves.
because you have a deviated septum. So you need...
from all the cocaine?
Jeez.
I don't do cocaine, folks.
He is straight edge, pretty much.
No, certainly not. But yeah, that's just the coffee talking, not the cocaine.
Coffee talk. What do you say?
Well, I can't really... I don't think he's kind of like pretty alien-like.
That's rude. Look at that. Look at that focus.
Focus. Definitely not hot. I'll give him cute. I'll give him cute. That's all I'm giving him. Cute. Yeah, cute. He looks great in pink. Yeah. When he's wearing, and he looks great in the Colombian National Championships jersey. It's really good.
He has the prettiest eyes I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is really. Yeah, he has good, gorgeous eyes.
He's beautiful, actually.
He could be considered beautiful. He's
actually, yeah. Actually, that is a stunning.
It depends upon what photo you look at.
He does look very different in his photos, but
what's his wife look like? Click on that.
That's hot.
Hot wife. Oh, yeah, hot wife. Definitely.
Obviously, everybody got hot wives.
Yeah, they all have hot wives. Now, granted, folks, we just went down this list, and there are some creatures on this list. Okay,
that's not true.
Well, cute creatures, but they all have hot wives. It's bizarre.
It's true.
And they get married so young. Like these guys are like they're often. I often compare them to these young GIs going off to war. They've got to like marry somebody quick so that they have like support at home. It's really
like sailors of the past.
Yeah.
I've got to go whaling now, but I need someone.
Is that his girlfriend?
This is Remco's wife.
Remco's wife. Holy moly.
Palestine supporter. Stunning queen.
Yeah, total queen.
Yeah.
So
now we're going into the partners. All right, we can really get stuck here. But
yeah. So
Remco.
So I guess that in closing, we've got two hotties essentially.
Who did we say were hot?
Ayuso and
Juan Ayuso, and who else is hot?
I think we only said Juan Ayuso.
Yeah.
I think Juan Ayuso is the only like. Oh, I said little Lenny Martinez is hot.
Yeah.
So not so many hotties. You're not watching this sport because there's like David Beckham here or something. You know, you're not doing. We don't have anyone like that. But we've got some cute little creatures with hot wives.
We do have the only hot cyclist I know is Top Ghana.
Yeah.
Like to me, I like start blushing when he speaks or he smiles. I like start screaming like I'm watching NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or something.
Top Ghana.
He's the only one who's properly hot.
If this were like stage 1 or 2, he may be in the top 10. But this far into the tour, especially after a stage like the Tourmalet, Top Ghana is
top.
Is top.
Top hot.
Top hot. I'm saying he's nowhere to be seen in the top 10.
Well, that's true, but in that last stage, he right after the breakaway had their moment.
Well, I'm saying he's not a
was
GC rider. Never will
definitely
be.
not.
Way too big for
Definitely
that. You got to be like of a certain body type, especially these days,
If
to
you're
be a
gonna
top
be a
10
GC.
rider. You
But
gotta
he's more of a sprinter vibe anyway. So that finishes up the top 10.
That concludes Hot or Not Tour de France edition, folks. I hope you've enjoyed.
Okay, Tade is.
Well, we don't have to go. We don't have to go through it all again.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's move on to that Tourmalet stage I was talking about.
That's why I was talking about Tade.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Tade, who has just been confirmed as cute.
By both of us.
Cute Tade.
He's cute.
Stamped his, we all knew, so folks.
Wait, he's only cute with the good hair.
With the good hair, right.
The recent hair.
Which he has right now.
Yeah.
So current cute Tade Pogacar.
Yeah, currently.
Very dominant in his cuteness and in his physical abilities, because we all knew going into this, it was never even though people were saying his arch rival, barely that anymore, Jonas had just won the Giro, was on really good form, hadn't been injured in a number of years in a while. We all thought that, maybe Tade may have a little bit of trouble winning this year's Tour, but as it goes, he's had no trouble at all, and so it's not really a surprise. We knew this was going to happen. So
even though they were like 7 minutes behind.
Yeah, going into stage 6, which was the first, the second technical mountain stage, but the first real mountain test, which is how these grand tours are built nowadays. Is really built around mountain climbers, which becomes much more exciting than watching the flatter stages. So this one comes in already stage 6. We got a big mountain stage with the Tourmalet, which is a climb that has been used, I think, since like 1909 or something.
Yeah, it was like the 80 whatever time they were climbing.
It's a classic Tour de France climb, beautiful climb, and so there was a rider on the Uno X team. Can't remember his name, but that's classic for this podcast. A Norwegian. He had come back from cancer. Torstrain. He had come back from cancer, much like and had come back, and I think he had actually had some luck, some Giro pink jerseys and whatnot. But anyway, he came back. He had like a 7-minute lead on the rest of the field because of a breakaway win that he was in a few stages prior.
Yeah.
So it was looking pretty good for him to hold on to that yellow jersey, because these guys work their whole lives for these yellow jerseys. And so when you get to wear it, even in like the middle of the tour or like the beginning of the tour, you want to hold on to it for as long as possible so you can have your matching yellow bike, your matching helmet. You get to wear all yellow. It's beautiful. And you get to have that yellow jersey, they say, gives you wings, as Wout said after his Red Bull sponsorship. And he's another testicular cancer survivor.
Torsten Train.
Yeah, massive breakaway on stage 4, taking overall race lead by over 7 minutes. Only the third Norwegian in history for the iconic yellow jersey. And so
he was fighting for that yellow jersey in those early stages with that American rider. What's his name? He almost had it. He
Quinn,
was like
Quinn, not us, the other Quinn, not Quinn Simmons, the other Quinn, Sean Quinn.
Sean Quinn, yeah.
And so
Sean Quinn was the person who said nothing in that interview. I'm sorry, I just remembered.
Yeah,
who was the one who kept being like,
that's right.
Well,
an American where English.
I'm like, you speak English. They're asking you in English. Come on now.
I was like, he's got to have some more media training, or it just shows how just spent these guys are at the top of these climbs.
Again, it was before. Anyway,
before. Okay, anyway. So as the Tourmalet stage goes, folks, Tade. So there's some riders up the road, a few riders up the road. We're seeing there's a climb after the Tourmalet. So the race doesn't finish at the top of the Tourmalet, but as it goes, Tade put a bunch of guys on the front, starts working through them. Brandon McNulty, an American rider, puts in a huge effort at the bottom of the Tourmalet. And then with with 43K to go, Del Toro is the last person to peel off in front of Tade, and Del Toro puts in a big dig and puts in a separation with him and Tade between the rest of the peloton. And Jonas goes into like all systems go, like there's high alert.
Yeah.
Jonas tries to go. And for a while there, stays within like 10 seconds of them. Del
Mm-hmm.
Toro puts in his dig and then peels off and lets Tade go.
Right.
Del Toro isn't going for number one. Tade doesn't need Del Toro at this point. It's the Tade show. Tade just takes off and,
just really
and basically,
likes.
and basically like, wow, he's attacking 43K to go from the finish. And he makes it up the Tourmalet and he's got like a minute on Jonas. So it still is like, oh, Jonas could crawl back maybe, like this tour isn't over yet.
He is a great climber.
He is a great climber. He's a great descender too. Yeah. And as we're going down the Tourmalet, Tade is just like taking every corner perfectly. When I don't know if any of y'all have out there have done alpine descents, but you've got to like look where you go. Same with mountain biking. Like you go where your eyes go. And so if you're coming into an apex of a turn squarely, like if you're looking straight ahead and like sitting straight up, you miss that. You're losing like a half a second every corner. And as you go down the Tourmalet, I don't know how many switchbacks there are, but you're just losing a half a second every corner. And Tade is taking everyone perfectly. And so that happens when you're
scary to watch
happens
them
when
do
you're
that,
like
yeah.
really, and in modern racing, they're racing on the descents. They never used to do that. And so Tade was clocked going 66 miles an hour and a straightaway after going down the Tourmalet. 66 miles an hour. Highway speeds. That's crazy. Not crazy. That's wild. And so, he put in by the bottom of the descent, I think he had like 2 minutes already, which is like game over for Jonas. And then it was just like Tade Tade was just going for it. So on the way down that descent for the yellow jersey Torsten Train, he had a teammate in front of him. He was following a little bit too closely, and it's a pretty bad crash to watch because they're going around the apex of a corner and he hits with his front wheel, he hits the rear wheel of his teammate and pretty much does like a
it touched a trampoline.
Like a swan dive over the top of his bike and lands directly on his head. And didn't lose consciousness, but he did finish the stage. He looked pretty messed up, but he was smiling a little bit. I mean, this guy, he's no stranger to adversity.
Yeah.
With it being a
been
cancer survivor.
Stuff.
And he, as it came out, later, he had a concussion and a few broken ribs, so he actually had to abandon the race after that stage, unfortunately. So that was, this is all baked into the storyline of these tours. That's so much that can happen, so much that can happen, and so
But to be in the yellow jersey one day, crash, and then have to have no jersey on the next day.
Yeah,
I feel for you, Torsten Train.
Yeah, we feel for you.
He does seem like a beloved member of the team too.
Oh, definitely. You can look at him and know he's.
His teammates were trying to get him a girlfriend and stuff. So that was pretty cute.
Yeah. So at the end of the stage, Tade wins the Tourmalet stage, putting 2 minutes and 42 seconds into his closest competitor, which is Jonas Vingegaard. And then Del Toro outsprints
can you believe
Remco for a second in the stage.
Yeah.
So I think Del Toro could have stayed with, we've yet to see exactly what Del Toro is capable of in this tour. I think we will. I think leading into these, I personally don't think, I saw Jonas come across the line and he wasn't even pedaling. As he came close to the line, he was so spent. He was done. I think he's mentally done. I think he's tired of being just completely flogged by the cutie Tadej Pogačar. And he is at an all, last year, it was revealed just recently that he was considering retiring last year, quitting last year. You put in this much work and you're away from your family for this long and you're sacrificing this much just to get second place over and over and over again. And honestly,
and you're the best you've ever been.
You're the best you've ever been.
That's gotta be
as
tough.
I was talking to Patrick about this, I was actually talking to Patrick of Ultra Dynamica about last week. We talked about how Del Toro's first stage win was taken from him by the gift. And I was talking about that to Patrick and he's like, I don't know. He's like, winning to, everyone in the peloton knows it's like an unspoken thing, or maybe spoken. That's why we know about it. Is that if you get second in the Tade age, then
you won.
They all look at that as a win.
Yeah.
But on paper, to us, in the public, it's not a win. And very few people remember second place. You know,
I don't know.
I missed.
Okay, we'll talk that.
So
We'll talk about
we'll
that
talk
again,
about that later in
because you were
burnout.
stewing on the gift.
Yeah. So anyway,
that Tourmalet stage was because the Tourmalet. So on these like climbing stages, there are different categories of climbs. So it ranges from like 4 to
HC.
HC,
Above category,
which is
yeah.
like the Tourmalet.
Horse category. How do you say it?
I don't know.
That's what HC
It's one of
means.
those like hoarders kind of a
Hardcore.
spelling. But I think there was a 4, a 2. It gets harder as you.
There was the HC,
yeah, it's like gauging your ears. You know, the smaller the number, the bigger the hole. The smaller the number, the bigger the climb. So remember that, because I know alt cyclists love a gauged ear. Back in the day, maybe.
So
I don't see that as much anymore.
That concludes the Tourmalet stage. We had a break, 2 sprint stages after that, which were. I mean, sprint stages really are just you just fast forward to the end, whatever. It's not like there's anything, sprint stages would be more impressive, I think, if we could like see the riders more. You look at old footage. It's unfortunate because the footage is so bad, but when the riders were helmetless, which is crazy to think that all these riders were helmetless going into bunch sprints. But that's how it was. But you could see like in the days of like Chippo or something, you could see his like hair flowing and like his like these guys just looked fucking cool.
Well, the bikes
were cool, and they had bigger personalities, not great personalities, but they were big personalities. And the sprinters were very like it was like the macho. It was just like it was interesting to watch. Not necessarily the healthiest spectacle of humanity, but certainly a spectacle. You just don't get that anymore, And so they had the stage 9 was a breakaway stage.
All right.
And we're getting let's wrap this up. I'm getting into it because we're leading into Quinn Simmons.
Go ahead.
So the stage that we had before the rest day, which was yesterday, Quinn Simmons was favored to win. American Quinn Simmons, the American national champion, the proud Captain America, with
cowboy captain
with the mustache and the flowing hair. I have a feeling he's never won a Tour de France stage. He wants it more than anyone. Rumor has it that he's not the smartest riders, but he will always do the work. So he's kind of like, I guess that may be like a capsule of an American, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like Americans in the early days. Not maybe the smartest, but they'll do the work.
Pioneers,
Pioneers,
yeah,
exactly. And he's from Durango. Yeah, he's from Durango, so that's very much
that vibe.
That vibe. So anyway, that's how he rides.
He's a gold rush boy.
Gold rush boy. So anyway, he did not.
A little side note: Taylor and Kasha are covering the Tour de France on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's really entertaining. Please tune in. Taylor's been on the pod before, if you remember.
Friend of the pod.
And friend of the pod. And he's actually doing a good job. So go watch that too.
Anyway, so Simmons favored to win stages, these breakaway stages. He was in the break, and then with like 15K to go, he just like disappeared. But I guess he didn't have he signaled back to the team car. He didn't have the legs, so they took him and who was
Mads was back there.
Mads
so
Pedersen was back, so he wanted to work for Mads, who's got the green jersey. And so
all this to say, Quinn Simmons alt?
Yeah, that was what we were leading
because when Ron, you and I were watching like the team presentations. It was like everyone looks kind of the same. There are over 160 riders, and they all had like this clean shaven kind of a New York Yankees player look.
Oh, interesting analogy.
Then here comes Quinn Simmons looking very Red Sox.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He's looking like total redneck vibes, long hair,
it's hard to know if it's ironic. It's hard to know if it's ironic or if he really means it.
I think he obviously means it. He's young. He knows he's social media savvy. He's got these glasses that are super loud. Like everything about him is just really loud. And I looked at Ron and I was like, Quinn Simmons is all. Because he's looks so different than everyone else.
Yeah, in that term.
So now we're like, is Quinn Simmons alt because he's a Trump supporter?
Well, you know,
Right?
that as it goes, everyone, we had to look back because there was an incident in 2020 where Quinn Simmons said something in a Twitter post, right? It wasn't his
Yeah.
Twitter post. It was someone saying, oh, well,
It was in response to a Dutch journalist who was criticizing Trump. And she had said, like, you know, you can go if you support Trump. And he had tweeted the words bye and like dark skin hand waving emoji. And that was cause for suspension for him
in 2020, yeah,
in
big time, right?
2020.
You would be like completely canceled for that, and he
It
was.
was a
It's
different
crazy.
political
It's crazy to
climate.
think back that that digital blackface was that was what they cited the.
It is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's the only incident that we could find where he said that.
So he
So
hasn't.
maybe
he hasn't
he's
been,
learned,
he hasn't
unlike
said
Chloe
anything.
Dygert,
Yeah,
who did
he
the
hasn't-
Charlie
unlike
Kirk
Chloe
thing,
Dygert, he's
who
learned.
doubles down.
But he hasn't said anything since 2020. And in 2020, how old would he have been?
I
Like
don't.
still a teenager, I think.
Maybe
His
I don't
dad, we
know.
know for a fact that his dad was a Trump supporter. And I'm not saying that like being a Trump supporter like pulls your alt card.
Really?
In many ways, the whole Trump phenomenon is pretty. They used to call it the alt right.
Yeah. Yikes.
So I mean, it's.
Are we concluding that Quinn Simmons is alt? He is alt right. He's not alt right with me.
It's a hot take from me. For me, he's kind of become my favorite cyclist. Like political leanings, whatever.
Controversy.
It's a controversial take, but he has this look that the look alone, and I love the way he races. Like I love the gold rush way of racing.
Yeah.
I just like how, how tenacious he is. I like how I like. Yeah,
his interviews
are good.
More
He's
honest
interesting.
yeah.
He's got an alternative take on training. I know he does a lot of his training in the American Southwest out of his van.
Yeah.
And he's got, I think he has a lot of fun on the bike. He obviously loves winning and wants to win.
Yeah.
And that may be to his detriment. But at this point now, it's really endearing, I think. I just like to follow his trajectory. And having met him just once on a road bike ride with Brendan in Durango. We just stopped and had a coffee with him at Bread, and it was right after he had left. It was kind of at the low point of his career 2 years ago after Roubaix. Well, he got sent home from the Spring Classics because he wasn't doing very well. And I remember somebody at the coffee shop was like, "Hey Quinn, what's up with your boy Vanderpool? What's he on?" And it was after Vanderpool had won everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't know, but I'm not on it." Obviously. So maybe he's on it now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, I would love to know everyone else's take. Like he's kind of been like it's been like toxic. Like you can't talk or touch him, because in our world, because I think a lot of cycling fans in this country are like,
along that divide. Are you a Trump fan?
Well,
I
think like cycling in this country is so, as we will get into and tell why you're mad. Cycling in this country is overwhelmingly like I guess I compare it to like our universities, where it's mostly, I feel like, left-leaning people because of the divide between cyclists and drivers in this country.
But then professional cycling is pretty
it's much more European.
traditional.
Much more European. In Europe, it isn't seen as a left-leaning thing to do to ride a bike, whereas in America, it is. Like it's been politicized. Like bikes are bikes are politicized in this country, whereas they're not in Europe. They're just a way of getting around in a good. So left and rightists alike can get behind the bicycle in Europe, but not in the U.S. In the U.S., it's a virtue signal.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. So that's why it's just so different. Like these guys, like you hear this from the journalists, the cycling journalists. Like you'd be very surprised with how many, right-wing guys there are in the pro peloton.
Right.
You'd be surprised. But in this country, we think of anyone who rides bikes just because of the sheer fact that they're out there with the cars that are so large And basically, it's just a divide between the right and left, and anyone who gets around
Yeah. I wonder if
without a motor is like a leftist in this country.
because
It's
we
like
are so
radical.
car culture.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of we'd love to hear your takes. So send us a message or something and let us know. Maybe we'll have some findings,
Some good discussion
hardcore
around
data by the time we do our next episode. Well, Namdal, we are already 46 minutes in here.
That's great. So on to some other news, some other folks that are in the news. The Femmes are going to be starting soon, in a couple of weeks. It's been a little bit quiet on the women's cycling front.
The Tour de France Femmes.
The Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift,
Which
the
is,
real Tour de France.
Is
they got 9 stages this year, so
which
that's
is more
exciting.
popular than the men's Giro as far as viewership. So it's a big deal.
Women's cycling, more and more people watching every year, and the largest demographic of cyclists we can grab is women. And I think that road cycling for women is pretty, I don't know, like attractive because it's you're not asking. I don't know. I think
you think like handling skills aren't it's like all like gravel and mountain bikes can be kind of more intimidating to. Yeah. I don't know. There's definitely gatekeeping in every demographic of cycling. And I think that the road gatekeeping aligns with, I don't know. I haven't really worked through that yet. Well, I think it's interesting to note, again, I'm going to reference Patrick here.
Yeah.
He was on these Breakfast Club rides that are sponsored by like Specialized. Like, there's a lack of professional racing in our country. Like it's pretty much gone as far as professional racing and amateur racing. Yeah. Like professional racing and amateur road racing has disappeared in the United States. And so, whereas in our day, Patrick and ours day, when we were getting into, riding in groups and doing group rides, everything was race informed. So there was a racing scene and we all raced. And so, but now it's much more of a fondo scene. And he says, like, much to his dismay, as far as like people's awareness on the road and doing the old style etiquette, there is now a much more inclusive bunch that shows up to these road events in particular. Yeah. Where you have also the gates have been lifted, so to speak. I guess the only gate is that you're wearing Palmer Mall. Which I'm all, it's fine. It's fine. I again, the little gates and all, like, you can go against these gates for sure. And people do with success. But the little gates are culture. Like, it's kind of fun. To me personally, it's kind of fun. I know you too, as a sociologist. Anthropologist. Cultural anthropologist. What is a sociologist? Sociology studies human behavior, and anthropology studies humans. I was close. But sociology is always about these little gates. There's always been. They're all, like, in any activity that you do throughout life in the history of humankind, there have been gates. Oh yeah. And so these gates are fun things that humans do to make culture. And I think if you come at it with a perspective like that, like, you'll be much more. Are we going into our gatekeeping discussion here? No, you'll have a happier life. We were just talking about. Sorry, I'm gonna hand it back to you. Thank you. I'm talking about women's professional cycling, and Ronnie's like, let's talk about gates. I just want to talk about. About the Gates that I know, which is Amanda and Kevin. Those are great Gateses. Shout out the Gateses. Again. So the hot news this week was that Kate Courtney has joined Team FDJ Suez after Elise Shabby, who's also on that team, had to leave very quickly because she found out she was pregnant. And that's why she hadn't been feeling so good. Something that I found really fascinating from that entire thing was, like, a lot of pro athletes at this level don't have their periods anymore. So it wasn't like she couldn't tell that she was pregnant because she missed a period, because she just doesn't have them. And I listened to her interview on the Wheel Talk podcast yesterday, and she was saying, like, yeah, I just felt bad and
I couldn't meet my power numbers and I don't know what it was, but congratulations to her. She's pregnant. And American mountain bike superstar Kate Courtney, Kate plus Fate, is taking her place. And people are really excited about it, which is
well, I think more than anything
really
is because of Kate Courtney's Instagram reach.
Oh yeah, you say more.
She's got, so I mean, most people, I've been accused by Aria of going after, God dang it, what's her name? Demi Vollering.
Oh,
Of following Demi Vollering and liking her thirst traps.
She doesn't have thirst traps. Okay, go ahead.
But she's got like something like 450K followers on Instagram or whatever. And Kate Courtney has like 600 something followers, 600K or something. And so they were just like pumped to have somebody else out there, because this is how this stuff gets out there now. You know, like these athletes not only have to perform on the road, but they also have to perform
well, it's a little different for
online
in the women's field too, because you do have to put out so much extra stuff just so you can fund yourself for the year. You know, so I mean, girls are out here. What's your
Canadian girl who does the dances?
Yeah, Allison Jackson.
Allison Jackson, not really her palmares aren't, she won the Roubaix, of course, but has like, I don't know, like 200K subscribers on Instagram or something. And so that is her currency. Like that is why teams want her. Yeah. Is because of that. And so, I
think she'd make a great announcer too.
Yeah. So the personalities come into, it's not just your physical performance, it's your personality in the burgeoning world of women's cycling right now. And so it's call it unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes.
That's the economy.
That's the economy.
It's the economy, silly.
Yeah. So they're psyched. People are psyched to have Kate Courtney join the women's ranks here with FDJ.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to see more and more riders from the U.S. in these world tours. Yeah. Moving on.
Let's do a little real life report back. I guess should we even get into? Or I guess we don't have enough time for our women's health or burnout.
No, people love just hanging out.
They love just hanging out and talking. So I should just get into burnout. Red.
Yes.
As I touched on a little bit earlier in the pod. Is it a pod if it's several episodes back, or the podcast if it was just earlier in this episode? Earlier in the podcast, I talked about how Jonas was probably going to quit because he's just getting the raw edge of Tade's
And he's so close to the finish line of his
so
contract.
Close to the finish of his contract's up next year.
They could always break their contracts. He's
already won all three Grand Tours because he just won the Giro this year earlier. He's got plenty of money.
He doesn't have to go back to the fish factory anymore.
he was. Yeah, that's right. That was his background.
Slinging fish, just like you.
Just like me. So he doesn't have to do that anymore. He's got his kids. He's got his sweet wife. He loves his family so much. He just wants to be home with them. But, after these big efforts of being away from them and having to calculate, like these riders, everything is calculated. Cycling creates the highest sustained energy demand of any sport,
including like boxing.
Yeah, and with sustained energy demand. And so you've got to everything. And in the days of marginal gains and where you're competing against someone like Tade, like everything you do, every grain of dust that you eat is accounted for. Oh. And your sleep schedule, your sex schedule, everything is scheduled. Like there's no room to have fun in life. And so and on top of that, you're doing all of this to routinely just get second place, no matter what you're doing. And so
no matter how many
and
PRs you get.
Yeah. And so, he's was almost left the team in 2025, almost retired after 2025. They say he changed a bunch of things, was able to be at home more. But, oftentimes these riders are stuck up at these altitude islands, these small areas in Europe, like in Andorra, where you can be at high altitude without leaving high altitude and doing all of your rides. And you're just stuck up there like you're like a castaway, because if you go down, you lose your altitude training. And
Mm.
so they stay up here and they can't be with their family. They're just basically it's a very unnatural setting where these guys in their teens and 20s are just stuck on an island, for lack of a better term. And so, it's it's no mystery why he would feel burnt out. And I was saying after the Tourmalet stage, seeing him come across the line, I was like, he's already done. Like he's made the decision in his brain. I wouldn't be surprised if he does race again, we don't think he'll ever race against Tade again. Like he'll do races. I mean, it makes sense. Like why bother? He'll do races where Tade is not racing, like the Giro. Like he won the Giro this year because Tade wasn't there. Like any race that he wins is because Tade isn't there.
Fair.
And what that's got to do to your little baby brain. It's just,
baby brain.
Well, we call him little baby Jonas.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just it's a raw deal. In any other era of cycling, Jonas would be a superstar, but I don't think many people.
He is a superstar.
Well, he is a superstar, but I don't. In the Tade age, like people aren't like. I think of the Lance age, like how many people remember Jan Ullrich?
The people know Jan Ullrich.
Jan Ullrich was way cooler than Jonas. First off, well,
okay.
he did batter his wife. Like most of these
I was just
guys
gonna say, yeah, he's real cool because
real cool. But he had a much cooler.
The era
he had a much cooler
just
look.
straight up women's
He grew up. I mean, Jan Ullrich grew up.
It was a different time. Everybody was beating each other.
He grew up in East Germany. East Germany before the wall fell. He's the.
What else are you gonna do besides beat your wife?
Oh God,
Jesus.
Anyway,
we're not excusing any of this.
These are just different people. These are different people.
No.
These are different people. This is not Jan Ullrich is not a baby Jonas.
He's not.
But so I think we will kind of remember Jan Ullrich because of his infamy, whereas Jonas is just going to be remembered, unfortunately, as just a meek counterpoint to Tade's domination.
It's so crazy that you say stuff like this and I think something completely different about this. I think he is such a decent, ethical rider who just tries his very best and is like a good person.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got all that. He's got all that going. But
because of that, he's just like boring. But Jan Ullrich is amazing because he's out there slapping babies. What the fuck?
Slapping babies now.
Jeez.
Well,
let's move on. Because now I'm getting into a tell him while you're mad situation.
Well, the tell him while you're mad, this may be the one pure alt bike segment of this episode. There's been very little to talk about in the alt bike world this week, folks. I hope you haven't minded. All of the websites, I'm like, what? There's just nothing going on right now. So, I had a bunch of messages that were sent to me on my Instagram yesterday and the day before about this. Sorry to get political here again, but I think we're pretty this is a politically biased take, just a cyclist take. Okay. So there was the Sean Duffy, formerly of the Real World Boston, I think.
Probably. Sounds about right.
Is now the transportation secretary. And he was also like a Fox News commentator also afterwards, and the lumberjack. I love the Real World. That's why I was so devastated by this news. He is equating bike lanes, okay? Just city bike lanes, just ways to get around that aren't motorized. I guess this is even an attack on e-bikes and e-scooters and like all the stuff that we as cyclists abhor. We're all in this together now, I guess, because they are trying to take away our bike lanes. Or I guess essentially they're saying that Sean Duffy is saying that bike lanes are basically DEI. What was the exact quote?
What an idiot.
What was the quote?
He was Real World Boston 1997.
Oh, I did have the Boston right.
Yeah, I mean,
can you read the quote?
Course.
Can you read the quote for me? His baffling ex post. Okay.
Quote, remember when Biden and Boot Edge used your money for DEI bike lanes and climate change? That's over.
All caps.
I just redirected 1.73 billion in US DOT grants away from Biden-era DEI pet projects. Now this funding is officially locked in to fix America's actual backbone: roads, bridges, and shipping ports.
I think Biden, remember when Biden fell over on his bike in front of all those reporters? That was a real blow to
the bike lanes.
To the bike lanes.
Yeah.
I think that's where this all comes
Biden.
from. I think that's where this all comes from.
Thanks, Obama.
You know, this just further proves my point that us as cyclists, we're second-class citizens, folks.
Cyclist class
if you prefer to get around without a motor.
It's crazy that Sean Duffy's from Boston and he's saying shit like this because Boston in the 90s, like so many bike deaths, like one of the most dangerous cities to live in.
They should have been in a car.
And even in a car, Boston was pretty. Remember the Big Dig? I mean that alone killed some people. Like Boston is a nightmare for driving and cycling.
It's a pretty damn confusing city to get around.
It's worse to drive. It's expensive to take the T, so you ride bikes. And Boston absolutely needs bike lanes and bike infrastructure that's better. So it's insane that this freaking real world star who looks like a condom.
Looks like a condom. Condoms are good.
Yeah, I mean,
I love condoms. Personally, I don't love Sean Duffy.
Okay.
So, it's just, it's hard to, I don't know how bicycles, again, I guess what we were talking about earlier in this episode, where in this country, there's a dividing line between cyclists and drivers. Cyclists are generally deemed as
a nuisance to the road,
or just grow up, get a car, or blah blah blah. I don't know what, but it's just not where we live in rural. I mean, we live in rural blue country.
Yeah,
but we don't get cars are not an issue for us. It's whatever.
Sometimes they're a little too nice.
Too nice. Like they stop behind you and slow way down. But we don't have anywhere, we're getting a bike lane put in our town, but because our town is so elderly, it's not called a bike lane. It's like an elderly walking path that we'll be able to ride our bikes on. And I did look that up, and that's because that's state money. We are still getting that. But many other places around the country, like in cities, they're going to have to fund their projects with state or local money. And they're going to have to they can't take away car lanes to include bike lanes in it. I guess kind of like what the city of Paris did after the pandemic, when they closed a lot of major corridors to cars and just opened them up to bike lanes. And I guess they're still doing that. I guess it's a counter to that, of course, because we hate everything French.
That's not true.
It's not true? I'm saying America.
Oh, sure.
And so, it's just another unfortunate page and
it's like the equating bike lanes with diversity and equity and inclusion. What?
It just goes to show that is how a cyclist is perceived, especially if they're in their cycling kit by your standard US driver.
Yeah,
this is
true.
Look at this DEI twink, pedaling. What are they doing? And again, if you're, with the exception of giving back to the cycling community, which is held up by benevolent donors, essentially, and there's a bunch of people just making stuff for each other, outside of that, we're not held in very high regard. I don't know what I was getting.
I don't know. Harrison Ford is a cyclist.
I had a point. But anyway, but this also made me think too. I think of Austin, Texas. When I started living in Austin, I moved to Austin in 2005. No bike lanes. This was Lance Armstrong's hometown. He lived there. This was peak Lance. Okay, He was dating Sheryl Crow. He was dating Olsen twins. Okay, yeah, Matthew McConaughey was his close personal friend. Okay, this is peak Lance, peak bike in our country. Okay. Like bikes were actually kind of seen by like the normal American as like a cool thing at this point because of
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong.
Everyone in high school had a Livestrong bracelet.
Yeah. So this is, I don't think we'll ever get back to this because you have to have an American superstar like that is bigger than life and is basically a redneck to begin with. I mean that in the best of ways, I guess. He's just like a corn-fed American, you know? And so he, for most of America, that could relate to Lance Armstrong in some way or another.
I think the
For
cancer
better or for
journey was
worse.
all
It's all
the
in there.
cancer journey.
The comeback
really,
kid, yeah, all this. So yeah, the single mom, raised by a single mom, this, that.
Yeah.
And so,
It's a good story.
but that's long gone. But even then, I was like, Austin's got no bike infrastructure. And now it does. And when I go and visit places like Portland, Oregon. So when I learned to ride in like traffic in Austin, there were no bike lanes, but we had a lot of fun riding in traffic, And I was like, when they started to put bike lanes in, you had to start stopping at stoplights. You had to start following the rules of the road more. Whereas before, you just could it was like a free for all, which it kind of still is in a lot of Eastern American cities. But like places like Portland, you got to follow every single rule and you get yelled at if you don't. And so, there kind of is a plus side to not having bike paths for an established cyclist.
No, I'm not buying this. First of all,
for getting people in it, people into it, I understand.
No. You were talking about bygone time, 2005, when you were very young, and young people, like,
risk
I've
aversion.
been one. We don't understand risks when we're that young, so you do it. But when you have a population increase in who's on the road, what types of vehicles are on the road, people are dying out in these streets. Someone from Maine who was just this week, got hit by a car and died, and she was like a bike lane infrastructure advocate.
No, that was in Boston, wasn't it?
Somewhere in New England.
That's Boston. That was Boston.
So
she was a big deal. We should have done an obituary for her. But
it's just messed up.
Yeah. That's true.
And
Forgot about
you
that.
have to follow the rules in places like Portland and because there's just a lot of people out there. These are collective rules that we figure out for each other for safety because we want each other to live, not because we're trying to blast through stuff. And that's fine if you want to, if it's a safe way to do it, like go ahead, but you've got to be considerate about other people. You've got to be considerate about other people that are sharing the same roads as you. Good grief.
So, hopefully, when all this turns around next year, we'll be able to knock some funds back into those bike lanes.
It was a Boston City worker.
Yeah. It's terrible. I know.
36 years old. Oh, she looks like a sweet person.
Yeah,
looks familiar too. Louise Gagg. R.I.P. Louise.
Yeah, were you going to read that?
36-year-old Louise Gagg, who has advocated for safer streets, was struck by a motorist while riding her bike in Roxbury Crossing. Gagg was pronounced dead at the scene. The accident, it's hard to read. The accident occurred just blocks from Boston Cyclists Union members, of whom knew Louise well and expressed grief and anger over her death. They plan on creating a memorial to her after family and community members have a chance to grieve. Police are not commenting due to an ongoing investigation. And that was just 5 days ago.
Yeah.
So
we need these bike lanes.
It's not right.
It shouldn't, but I want
on this stuff.
I don't want to go backwards on this stuff, but I also don't want to scare people away from riding their bikes in cities because I feel like the more scared you are, the more apt you are to make mistakes. Don't hesitate. That's my biggest tip for riding in general is when you hesitate, that's when you make mistakes. And especially when there's another driver involved, make eye contact. That's the main thing. Before you make your move, make eye contact, have your peripheral vision on lock and then make your move. And don't hesitate with that move. Don't hesitate. But, that's really the only thing we can have in our toolkits. Yeah, be predictable. So,
I think holding people who are killing cyclists like this accountable, criminally accountable is a big one.
Big
and this
step.
does
That'll be a
not
big
happen.
step.
So that's another big one. I mean, we could be as vigilant as possible as cyclists out on the roads, but we've got to hold these people like they have to pay for what they've done. And then more other people will be a little bit.
We just need respect.
I mean,
in this country.
I don't know. I don't care about the respect. Just stop killing us, y'all. And if you're going to kill one of us, you're going to have to face time or put on the suit and start building the infrastructure we need. That should be the punishment for someone who kills somebody from a car.
You have to put on spandex.
You have to put on the suit and you have to start building the roads yourself.
In spandex. You have to start building roads yourself. Manual labor in spandex. It's public humiliation for these people who don't recognize cyclists as citizens. Yeah.
Shame.
So without that, yeah. So that's why we're mad this week, folks. So R.I.P. Louis Scragg. Really a sad story there. Hope
you were too young.
Yeah, hope your friends and family are healing. And yeah,
I probably knew them. They were probably in our circles, Jenny.
No, they are. I know that. Yeah,
really sad.
So, well, on a lighter note, let's wrap this up. Oh, we have, but before that, we're going to get into our real life report backs because we did promise.
We rode so much this week.
We rode a lot this week. Together.
You rode a country fixed ride.
Oh yeah,
the day before Walsh Fest.
I dusted off the country fixed bike.
What kind of lugs did you do?
Yeah, Alex was really wanting to get out on his country fixed. So we had Moody and Jehuba. The four of us went out on we explored some new single track nearby. It blows my mind that I've lived here my entire life, yet I'm still finding new trails, new connectors, new little hidden pieces of, little hidden spots in the woods, which is really what exploring by bike is all about. And I love, and it just makes it an added level of amusement, difficulty, and danger. Is doing this all on a fixed gear bicycle. Don't call it track lacrosse, folks. This is country fixed.
Okay, it's a little different.
Okay, so we did I did like a 35-mile ride on the fixed gear, pretty much single track, a lot of double track, a lot of chunk, and tried to stay on the bike as much as I could. And yeah, if you can't ride over it, you just jump off and run with the bike and get back on. And it was just a blast. I just love riding my bike like that with friends. And I've also had an old teenage friend who's back for 3 weeks this summer, Brendan Schaefer from Durango, Colorado. We worked together at...
He's not a teenager. You've just been friends since you
we
were
are teenagers. He's not a teenage friend. I have a teenage friend. And yeah, we worked together at a bike shop in Madison, Connecticut when we were both teenagers, 13 and 16 respectively, in the 90s.
Cute.
And
Very
so
cute.
yeah, we've just had this life of riding together. Brendan was at one point not only the Colorado state champion for Cat 1 cross country mountain biking, but the national champion.
Stars and bars.
Of Cat, not elite. We're talking Cat 1 amateurs, but he was the best of the amateurs. So an amazing rider, and I always love riding with Brendan because he kind of shows me things that I didn't know were possible, and I try and follow his line and try it out. Nothing too dangerous. It's just he has such a flowy style. I think
does.
He's very light on his bike. I think
Great bike style.
Yeah. So I try to be as light on my bike as possible because that's how I find romance in the trail. But
also a decorated musician.
A decorated musician.
He just won some blue ribbons at
Roxbury Fiddle Competition, Roxbury, Connecticut. #1, Brendan Schaefer over the weekend. So the day after his big win at the Roxbury Fiddle Competition, he comes to Walsh Fest.
What's that?
Walsh Fest, our friend Brian Walsh, Faith Walsh, live out in the Mystic, Connecticut area, Stonington, Connecticut area. So they invited us out for a nice little road ride, followed by a little party afterwards, a barbecue. And it was a lot of fast folks showed up. Brendan and I showed up on our Rivendels to be in solidarity with
me.
With Aria here.
Also because you were really tired from your country fixed ride.
Well, I would have. That made me more tired being on my Rivendell trying to keep up with the road bikes. I was on my Rivendell Blériot with, and Brendan was on his Rivendell Atlantis. We both had some pretty wide tires. Our bikes weighed probably about 10 pounds more than our road bikes. But
They were being allies to me because I was the only girl on this ride.
Yeah.
And I was, in over my head, but I have this like inner fire sometimes where it's like, fuck this. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do it. I did it. And I went the fastest I've ever ridden in my life. 44 miles, averaging 14 miles per hour.
Ooh.
I think the fastest I've ever gone is 13, like on one of my centuries. But this was before like the Tour Divide. So it was like at the end of my Tour Divide training. And
I will say you ride less now, but you ride faster now.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm unaware of that.
But speed is something that we had to kind of work back in our legs after being on tour for so long.
That's fair.
And if you don't ride, there were years went by where I only rode one bike and that bike was loaded.
Yeah.
And so I realized that when we were on our little solstice tour with Joe Cruz.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, this was what we used to do. Just like sit down and half pedal all day long.
Yep.
Wait,
what does half pedal mean?
It means like just killing time, essentially. It's nice. It's a nice way to live. Don't get me wrong. But the sensations of speed are so cool.
Yeah.
And especially in the summertime when you get that air conditioning, so the faster you move, the cooler you stay, honestly.
Yeah. It is fun to do road rides in the summer.
It's just fun to like interact with all these different facets of cycling.
That's true. That's true. And because my open gate into cycling was touring, I've never been speed chaser. Until I started watching the tour, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy! Look at them!" And I have like the visual of super fast people riding, so I can kind of like visualize that in my body form and try to like replicate it because it's fun for me. Just like knowing all the little games you can play, like every uphill is like a mini race in their group.
Because you got to not lose the wheel in front of you.
Yeah, because on this ride I did, because like right out the gate, y'all just pedaled. And
Brian Walsh on the front, he went for it.
He pedaled real hard, and I hung on as much as I could, but I ended up getting dropped, and they were going so fast, and I was like in arrow position, tugged, trying to catch up, and I was like, I am not going to catch them. Like, this is crazy. It's never happened before. So I just got in my head and I was like, I'm gonna just like turn myself inside out to try to catch them. And luckily they had a red light, so then I caught up to them. And the difference between being in the draft versus not, it's like you cannot lose people. So like for the rest of the day, I was like, I'm gonna do my very best not to lose someone. And Ronnie was a good enough ally and came back and gave me rides back up to the group.
In my draft.
In his draft.
My Rivendell position draft.
Yeah, it was like the taxi. Like he came back, I got picked up. So that was pretty nice. I love riding with fast people. I haven't always, but things change. I'm changing.
I was pleasantly surprised to see that 14 mile an hour MPH because it felt like all day I was riding a pig. Like it's crazy the difference when you're trying to turn the screws a little bit. I'd say turn the screws, ride faster than 13 miles an hour, seemingly. It's a big difference between the bikes make a big difference. Like your riding position makes a big difference. Rivendell's, a lot of the weight is back. Like there's a much slacker C-tube angle. They're more designed for relaxing on the bike, which is great. But if you have to, your power position is slid forward on the saddle, so you're directly over the top of the pedals. You want your bike to be a little bit snappier. This bike is real stiff. And yeah, it just felt dead. Felt like a dead pig that I was riding. It feels great when I'm riding it at like 12 miles an hour. But above that, it's just like no, it's not,
Yeah.
not very inspiring. So I was happy to keep up with everyone for the most part.
Yeah. It was great.
But I got a good workout. And that was a great ride. We had a stop at some really like old fashioned ice cream place in Noank.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It looked like we were going back in the 50s. It's just so many cute spots on the Connecticut shoreline. You forget that we have such a cool
Mystic Seaport.
We live in such a cool state. Like Connecticut, folks.
Connecticut is the place to be.
It's not just what's the county?
Stepford Wives.
Yeah, what's the county that I'm talking? We don't even know the name.
Fairfield.
Yeah, it's not just that stuff. The close next to the city, Connecticut. What a spot. So yeah, that was our real life report backs. We got anything else for there? We're getting well into an hour and 21 here. We want to do a little wrap up?
Sure.
New contributors.
New
I
contributors.
think we got a bunch this week.
We did.
I think after our sob story about getting dragged by a troll.
By claiming we're rich,
claiming
and then
we're
by
rich,
claiming
people
we're
wanted
owned
to
by Crest, which we are not, by the way. Don't listen to misinformation online, and you cannot just find how much like companies' revenue streams on. Like that's not true. You can't, unless they're publicly traded, and we are far from being publicly traded company. Okay, we're not playing big capitalism game. Like
I think everyone knows
are
that.
merchants. We are the merchants of Venice. Anyway,
so that's why we really appreciate these contributions to our ice cream fund.
Thank you so much, because we already spent our ice cream money on that last ride, didn't we, Janie?
Yeah, we did.
We got coffee, by the way. It was really good. So Jared Beckman, Christoph Kazior, Justin Kennedy. Oh, shout out Justin Kennedy.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah. He's from Abingdon, Virginia, which we talked about. Daniel Y.
Daniel Yang. We know who that is, of Artifact Bikes. Shout out. Check out his YouTube channel, Yang Manufacturing.
That's right. Dan Liebau, Lydia Hill, Vince Andorelli. Androdi.
Freddie. We could pronounce that.
Freddie Powell.
Freddie.
Justin B. The Kramers.
Justin
Cool.
Bieber, you think?
Yeah, Justin Bieber's. No, Becknell.
Okay.
Thank you, Justin Becknell.
Oh, and Johnny Twos.
Johnny Twos.
I like that. Johnny Twos, baby. Oh, Twos.
Yeah.
I mean,
Twos.
Twos. Yeah.
Cool.
So thanks a lot. That's great.
We are at $194 a month.
Oh, my goodness.
That is so much money.
Folks, wow. You're fattening us up.
Thank you.
We will not have burnout because we're eating ice cream.
Yep.
Folks, another hot week here in Nutmeg Country. You can rest assured that we will indeed be out on the bikes, sweating it out and jumping in our swimming hole afterwards. I hope everyone else has a nice, cool place to jump into, or has some nice ice cold air conditioning that is fully functioning.
Mm-hmm.
But I will warn you, if you do get acclimated to that air conditioning, it's going to make it a lot harder to get out. So generally, only if you have some pre-existing conditions would I'm the doctor now.
Or like comfort.
But,
I
there is
disagree
something
with Ron
about
here.
that. I think you got to be in the heat. I think you got to be in the heat. You got to live in the heat to be able to ride in the heat.
I am a northerner, and no.
You were born in South India.
Okay, but I
went
to boarding school
extremely
in
hot.
North.
Extremely hot.
I identify culturally as a northerner. Jon Snow, King of the North, all hail.
So, folks.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of All Right Now. I'm Ronnie Romance.
I'm Aria Faster Than Ever.
And you're going to be on a 15-mile-an-hour ride this week. Mark my words.
Bye.
Bye.